Alright, this is probably the first time I've ever done this kind of thing, now that I think about it. I usually do a bunch of art live streams on my channel, but I have not had the chance to like make any specific art content that's not from there here. So I wanted to do a nice little challenge, something that I can maybe do weekly or something that everyone else can, give me ideas for, because I did this a little bit and I thought it was really fun. I wanted to go into some of the craziest things I could possibly think of, do some nice character drawings where there's like a little twist for each one of them, and I want to like continue doing that because I have a very specific kind of art style for myself. Whenever I'm doing like portraits of the anime characters that I draw, it's very focused on like the face and the torso. I'll put like a little picture there so you can kind of see what I mean. And I don't really get a lot of practice when it comes to anatomy, especially like learning what like the muscles are and what joints are and everything in between, just like focusing defining features on the body. That's a very hard thing for me to do. So whenever I do draw that kind of stuff, I fumble like shit. So I wanted to make it a nice fun challenge today. I decided to spin for 3 random characters, and I thought to myself, what if I, grabbed those characters that I picked and just take their little heads on there and then put them on a body that's like insanely fucking jacked. They're like freaking bodybuilder muscle mommy types. I thought this was a really funny idea, and you're probably wondering if this guy is serious and was probably horny when he did this. Yes. So anyway, I picked 3 characters from my waifu wheel here. I ended up picking Elma from Dragon Maid, I got Emilia from ReZero, and I got Rize from the Chainsaw Man movie. So I went in on this completely blind. I wanted to do a whole speed art thing just because I was so pressed for time. Each drawing took like a good 2 hours at best. So I wanted to do this like go as fast as I possibly can, but still try and improve my time and my anatomy skills every so often. And I tried different poses each time I did this, and it was actually kind of interesting. I really liked this kind of thing. I thought it was kind of fun and interesting. So if you want to like see me do more of this stuff, or you're interested in it, I'm gonna like show you my whole process, walk you through it, because there was some pretty interesting things here that I thought was pretty funny. So starting off with Elma, I thought this was a really fun drawing. I am not good at drawing Elma. I'm not good at drawing her or Rize. I've tried my best every single time on occasion, but it's just been so fucking hard. So with this, I wanted to like try and do a full body shot. I wanted to like make her do like a pose where she's flexing and everything. Just have like big fucking abs popping out to, show dominance. You can kind of see where I was kind of going wrong with a little bit of stuff here, where I was trying to figure out the proportions. I just gave up on stuff midway, and I decided like, all right, let's just go for the arms. So I ended up doing like very toned, not too big. I wanted to try and do as best as I possibly can, because I've never ever drawn abs or like focus on biceps, triceps, like everything shoulder wise down. It's always been like one similar shape, so I've been trying to work my way into that, especially because this was the first drawing I did for this. I was like going through the motions. I was drawing things as normally, so like I did my whole torso there, I did like my circles, everything. I got the shape down before I started doing any of the face. That's kind of like how I do my own little thing. So I did like my nice smile there. I originally had planned for her to be drinking like a protein shake, because if you've seen Dragon Maid, which I'm sure a lot of people have, you would know that Elma is probably the biggest fat ass in this whole show, even though she can dominate and beat everyone in one fucking punch. She is probably one of my favorite characters just because she's such a hoarder for food. She just wants to eat. That's the funniest thing too. So it kind of made sense that this person would pop up in my wheel, just because like, if she's eating all that food, all the fat's got to go somewhere. But I guess when she's not and she's just training like crazy, this is probably the result that would possibly happen if like the character did look like they were not eating a shit ton of lard every single time they came on camera. This was like really fun. I've tried drawing Elma a few times in the past. I did one live stream. Maybe I'll put like a picture of that so you can kind of see what I mean. I tried to do that in my own specific art style. It wasn't the best. I don't know what it is with this character specifically. I cannot figure it out for the life of me. It's so weird. Like the hair is weird. I feel like the shape of the head always gets me every time, and the body shape can be a little bit tricky sometimes for me. I don't know why. but I think it was kind of a little bit easier when I started doing this more simpler, more defined shape to the body, because it was pretty funny. I was giggling every single time I did this because I was wondering, it's like, Jesus Christ, this person could probably beat the shit out of me and I'd believe it. Now, if this character was in the show, I would fucking enjoy it. It is so fucking cool. Like, just seeing all these characters bodybuilder style with their huge ass fucking guns and just everything in between. Like, fuck, man. I was debating whether or not I would improve the muscle on each single character that I drew. Like, should I make them way, way bigger every single time I went through all this? And I didn't do that for all of these. I wanted to kind of stick to a similar trend, saying like, all right, what could I possibly do to make this look a bit more realistic? And the other thing too with the faces, I've seen this before whenever I was like going through this, but my faces, they're like very the same. So it just looks like a Lego piece from the character's head. So I just move like the cutesy style face that would probably be the most normal thing ever onto a very jacked body, which was really fucking interesting to me. I think it's like the most funniest dynamic I could probably think of. So I gave her like these insane six-pack roller abs. And it was so, dude, it was awesome. I wish, dude, if we had this kind of thing, this makes me want to be like a whole bodybuilder type artist with all the crazy colors that I do on my regular art for some of the stuff I put on here. If I could incorporate this to my own art style to make it where I'm like very detailed and I want to try and make it so interesting with all the colors, I want to try and add a whole bodybuilder aspect to where I can just do it for any character I want to, because it's honestly a really cool thing. Anatomy is not my strongest suit. I can see that. This was kind of just like a good way to practice it. That's kind of what I want to do for all these videos going forward. I want to try and do something that would, you know, break my mind a little bit. I want to try and get better at stuff. I want to see like how far I can push the envelope. So like for this challenge, for instance, like you can kind of see the outfits I'm putting all these characters in. And you know what? I don't really care. I'm more of the fact like it's art. You can do whatever you want with it. If I'm pushing the boundaries on it, I think that's fine. I think it's way more fun to do it that way. Like, could this be YouTube safe? I don't know. Maybe not. Who cares? But it's really actually fun. I really like this kind of stuff. It gives me a little bit of a challenge every single time I do stuff, especially because I was going so fast here. I actually think I did a pretty decent job. I do a lot of things very backwards from what I see a lot of artists do, so you'll see me like do the hair. I haven't even done any of the shading or anything, like no shadows or nothing. But still, like, I think it's pretty decent for a first attempt. Like, usually as I go forward with this, I'm gonna be cutting the body section down a bit more, so there'll be different poses. A lot of stuff will be cut out. The certain body parts won't be there. But I think this was like a good experiment phase to where I can kind of see like how the shadows are working, how each little individual muscle was flexing. That's a very interesting thing to take away from all this whenever I was trying this kind of thing. Like, I can kind of see like how each individual muscle was, you know, shaped, it was designed, where each flex was coming from. It's kind of interesting. I really like this art style. I want to try and get better at it. I want to see what other stuff I can come up with later on if I decide to come back to this, which if you want to see me do it, then I'll be more than happy to make more videos like this where I go into a whole deep dive trying to get my whole thought process and all this. I haven't really done most of that for this, but I'm kind of just going through the process of me doing it for the first time, just so I can kind of get a gauge on what I want to do, because this drawing took like 2 hours. I was genuinely surprised that I was able to get it at least close. I think you're able to recognize the character. I think that's the biggest thing to take away from this. There's some nice zoom shots there. you know, classic stuff like that. I didn't really go too much into the hair. I wanted to just keep it simple. It's nothing too major from all the other stuff I've done before, where I just go absolutely buck wild with hair, strands, eyes, everything in between. I just wanted to, this was just a practice run. I wanted to just see how things go, especially with speed art, because, you know, speed art's pretty fucking hard. It's like a real test of talents just to kind of see where things go. But yeah, you can kind of see first time drawing the character. I think I did pretty good, did the background there. It was a really fun time. I really enjoyed this one. So going forward with that, I was able to like get more comfortable and try and get into the next drawings here, which are probably the most fun I've ever had when it comes to drawing these characters, because it was just hilarious. Alright, so the next character we had on the list was Amelia from ReZero. Now, I look at Amelia and she is not the most muscular type of character, so I wanted to change that. I wanted to absolutely make her fucking buff, like at the gym. So I wanted to experiment with a little perspective here. You can kind of see like my faces look like shit whenever I'm drawing this, but I think the body looks pretty fucking good. So like, it's the sketch right now, but like, you can kind of see where I was struggling with the arms, the armpit style, like how I wanted to cross the arms, like going in the back like she's doing a fucking squat or a sit-up. That was kind of my ideal when I was doing this. Like I've never drawn Amelia before. As crazy as it sounds with all the stuff that I've, practiced drawing, I've never ever done an Amelia drawing before, just because I never tried. I just did not have the will to try it until now. I want to try and see what I can do. So you can kind of see where I'm going with this. I, did like the whole top down shot. I was having a little bit of trouble trying to distinguish where the abs and the torso was, kind of going down. It was kind of going through like a weird figure 8 figure. I was trying to make it a little bit bigger just because the perspective is just so weird to me. I don't know how to fix that. I'm sure someone could probably change it, and I do kind of figure it out later on when I fix the arm problem here. It looks so gross. Like, dude, it looks like she's got fucking frog legs for hands. It's weird. So yeah, I start to figure it out there. So I do like the whole arms behind the back. I give her fucking massive cannons for arms. So just put all the speed that she had in the actual show and just start giving her fucking cannons to where she could just throw hands every single time she walks up. Doesn't even need anything. I think that is the funniest thing about this challenge. It really makes it so hilarious whenever you see these characters walk up. It's like a whole transformation arc in one series, and you just see them going from, dainty and petite to just absolutely fucking jacked. Like they could beat the shit out of you just by looking at you. I kind of started to go into a little bit more of my own art style here when it comes to the eyes. That's kind of like me getting comfortable with the whole thing, like the new anatomy and everything. The blue actually kind of made me think of, I don't know if anyone's watching this who's been alive since the 90s, but if you notice the colors, I don't think there's no green in there, but well, I guess it would be kind of green, but those like styrofoam pattern cups, like the white, the purple, and the blue ones. That's what this reminded me of whenever I was drawing all these. So yeah, I did the eyes there. I kind of I love doing the eyes. I don't know what it is with me and eyes. It's a fun thing for me. I think that's like the one thing I really enjoy doing about art. I think eyes are the most important thing when it comes to an art piece, specifically drawing anime characters, because they kind of just draw you in depending on what the eyes are. So that was like my main focus here. I wanted to do more on stuff that was similar to my art style whenever I was doing stuff, and then you can see me just absolutely making her a fucking Eskimo here. But nevertheless, I do a little close-up shots here. I don't do any sweat marks here. I'm sure a lot of people would have probably liked that maybe next time if I decide to push the boundary a little bit more. But you can kind of see me starting to do some line art here. I start filling in the gaps. I give the skin a better, color. I don't know what it is. I made her skin a little bit darker than what her skin is in the actual show. So maybe she's been in the sun a little bit too much here. She was getting jacked during the summertime. It is summertime, by the way, so this is the perfect time to, go sweat out all the things you have in your system and just start getting pumped. That was my motivation for doing this kind of thing. I like to go to the gym here every so often. You can kind of see I get my peak physical health here, but, I wanted to show it with my drawings, and I think I did pretty good. Not to toot my own horn, but drawing these characters in this way, it's hard. I can see why it's such a it's not a common thing to draw in this kind of sphere of the internet when it comes to the art stuff. And I want to do this to kind of, you know, bring it up a little bit, like do all the most uncommon things I could probably think of. Oh yeah, you can see me trying to fix the skin here. It looks even worse, but like I really see how this is a very difficult thought process for a lot of people, like why they don't do it that much. There is just a lot of moving pieces in this thing. You have to figure out where all the shadows go, which flex is coming from what. You have to get a full grasp on the human anatomy just to kind of figure out what you're actually doing. Now you can kind of see I'm, you know, absolutely fucking up with the shading. I have line arts everywhere. I'm trying like desperately to finish. I did this at 2 in the morning, so that's why I am not doing my best here. That is, if you're wondering why it looks like shit, it's because I was feeling like shit the night before. I was trying my best. I tried every single thing I could possibly think of to try and fix this kind of thing. Like I said, I've never drawn her before. I'm not familiar with like the right way to draw her. I think if I did it the normal way, where I usually do it, where I do like a whole portrait thing, then I could probably figure it out. It's just with these weird angles from going from a top down to like a, you know, looking from downwards up, it's such a weird thing. I couldn't get the, okay, I kind of see what is happening here. Now that I actually look at it, I see where I made a mistake. I didn't like bring the hair down a little bit. Maybe it should have been longer. I don't know. The hair on like the bang side, I think that's where I'm starting to see now. That's what I'm also doing this for too. I want to like make a little diary, see like where did I go wrong, where did I mess up, and how could I make this character look way more sexy? Because Jesus, dude, look at those fucking armpits and triceps. Jesus Christ, man, this would have been a great season 3 or 4. I don't remember which one it is. I think it's season 4 that they're on, but man, that is a great drawing. There's still some stuff to work out on, but I think with this one, I really, you know, liked it doing the anatomy a little bit more. So it was pretty good. Not gonna lie. I won't like say that I did a perfect job, but you know what? It's fine. I think I did great. So that was the Amelia drawing. I know it looks like shit now, but I think once I get faster at this and better, I'll start being a little bit more comfortable with myself. So I can do these a lot more often. Y'all can put in your own little recommendations here if you want me to push the envelope a little bit further, try a little bit more things. That's totally fine too. This is more a way to practice, and maybe y'all can practice it too if you want to try for yourself. So anyway, that was the Amelia drawing, and now we get to move on to the final one, which I did, which was the Rize drawing.
What the fuck?
Alright, now this one was the other character that I am not good at drawing. I've tried debating on how to draw her before. I don't know what it is. I know she's like a very simple character. I think that's what my problem was. I can't really do simple characters as much as like do like some other characters, but I wanted to try and do something with this where I have her pulling the pin like she's about to set off her bomb with this kind of body that she has. I kind of made it a little bit more, what's the word, curvy. It's not usually what you'd see with Rize. I don't think. She's a very petite figure, so I really just dropped the ball on this one, I think. Or maybe I made her look even more cool. If this was the case, like if this is what Denji saw in the pool in the movie, I'd be all for it. That would have been the most insane plot twist ever when it comes to the movie. Just like see her in the pool getting naked and just seeing her like absolutely jacked as shit. I just like, and then you see her fight, you'd be like, I'm not fighting that. That is too much. He's a bomb and she's buff as hell. Like that's donezo for me. I'd rather just take it as I'll take my chances and I'll die. I don't care. Cause it's awesome. I did like this drawing a little bit. It's not my favorite one. I still think my favorite one is the Elma one, if I'm gonna be completely honest with you. It wasn't like, it was the first time I was drawing that, but this one I kind of went more simple. I tried to do a little bit more details when it comes to stuff like the hair. I did more like the collarbone stuff. I didn't do much like shading and everything. I think maybe I did. I don't remember. I'll probably see when I get low, but I feel like I did a little bit more cartoony style with the abs. I don't really know. There's a very weird art style that I see a lot of people from America do when it comes to anime characters. Like, it's much more thicker lines. You have a lot more bubbly style features, if I'm being completely honest with you. It's not like the stuff you'd see in like anime medium where it's like thin lines. It's very like specific things that are, you know, hard to see. You have to like really look into the detail, but they really like bring out the defining features when it comes to doing stuff here. I feel like I started doing that whenever I was focusing on this. Maybe I was just fucking tired, but I don't know. I tried my best with this. I couldn't really get a knack for it. Drawing abs is probably one of the hardest things I've, you know, seen or done whenever I was doing this. So it was a little strange, if I'm gonna be completely honest with you. Maybe I'll get better and I'll start doing this stuff because I want to get better at, you know, learning about human anatomy. I want to see what other kind of stuff I can come up with here because, you know, doing this kind of stuff, my friend's a big muscle mommy fanatic, so I sent this to him and I thought, you know what, he'll probably get off to this. So I sent it to him. He was like, that's awesome, it's perfection, you know, incarnate. And I thought to myself, you're weird, but, you know, more power to you, I guess. There's not a Chainsaw Man joke. That's just me saying that I suck. But anyway, I wanted to, you know, do things a little bit more simpler here. I went with just like the front-facing portrait. I think that was the best way to go for this character. I know, like, I see a lot of cool fan art of her specifically, so I was having a little bit of trouble here. I think it's because I was rushing. I usually do that near the end of my work, and that really just takes a lot out of me, especially if this is my third drawing in the span of 4 or 5 hours. But she was very simple. I didn't have to worry about this. I did the same thing again, where I just did not make her face at all a bit different. I would have probably need to like define the face a little bit more. Maybe that's what I can work on whenever I'm going forward with this. Maybe y'all can leave some tips down there in the comments if you're watching this. But I've had a little trouble with the hands here. Hands are not my strongest suit either. I know it's like a trouble for a lot of people, but you know, I think I got it pretty well. I had to kind of move it out of the way just so I can kind of see where the finger goes, because that's where I was gonna, you know, have her pull the pin. So I did that. I was able to fix it. Got that working. Looks a lot more natural now, which I was very happy about. I think if I can draw a hand, I think the rest of the drawing does not matter. I just think to myself, well, you know what? I did a good hand today, so, you know, I improved. But yeah, I gave her some not too great abs. I think she could have been a little bit better here. It's not like the Elmo one, far from it, but it wasn't too bad. I think I did okay. So it was fun. I liked it. I thought it was a really cool drawing. I made her like, I put a little bit more effort into shading when it comes to like the actual clothing, just a little bit, not too much. Like I said, it was a speed one, so I gave myself a little bit of a limit to see how fast I could do it, just so I can kind of see where I go, because I'm already like fast at drawing sometimes, but I wanted to do like the simple stuff faster. So yeah, there she goes. She's pulling the pin. The face has no shadows or whites or like any eyelashes whatsoever. Like it looks weird. It looks dull as hell. But I started doing that. I started fixing it. I had a little bit of trouble because I think I did everything on one layer when it comes to the coloring and the hair. So it messed with the eyes, the eyebrows. I had to redo those things. So it, you know, started me doing the shading. You see me like drawing the pin in there. It's about to blow up, which I would be so stoked if I saw this character blow up wearing that. Awesome. I don't know where else to go with this, but like, it's so weird. I think I got the hair right. I can't really tell. I used a little bit of references when I did all of these, but this was probably, I want to say, the most, when it comes to hair, I think this was probably a little bit weirder. The way they draw her in the actual show is very, very odd to me. I don't know what it is. Simplicity and me just don't mix very well. I think that's the problem here. I think I just overthink it, but yeah, I try and fix it. I do some little off-camera work here just so I can fix it on my own and, you know, try and do something with it. But at the end, I couldn't get a grasp on it. It's weird. So yeah, I mean, overall, I think those 3 drawings are pretty cool. I think after I did all the shading in here, like do some shadows, I think it was pretty well done. explosion could be a little bit better, but it's fine. Yeah, oh yeah, there we go. I did some lines on her neck to like give her some neck muscles. Well, all these characters kind of just skipped face day, so yeah, that was pretty much it. I really like this. This was a good test for me. I want to do more of these. I want to like do some other crazy ones that would really push the boundaries here. So I want to do maybe, what if I drew all these characters but their boobs got bigger, like even more bigger, or like I took all that away. That would be kind of interesting, just to actually like draw a whole character all together. I think that would be fun. Yeah, that was pretty much it. I wanted to give this thing. I think this challenge was really fun. It was a good attempt for like my first time doing this stuff when it comes to human anatomy. I think if you want to try it for yourself, you should definitely try it. And maybe later on, I'll do some of the stuff again. I'll leave maybe polls, or maybe like you can leave it in the comments what other art challenges you want me to try. I can definitely do those. I would love to do more of those, because I want to like stop doing some art live stream stuff. I want to focus more on making video content altogether. So yeah, other than that, that's pretty much it. Here's all the drawings. If you want to see them, let me know which one was your favorite, which one sucked the most, which one you jack off to the most. I don't care. But yeah, this was fun. Let me know what y'all think. If you want to see more, let me know. And thank you for watching. Hope y'all enjoyed. I'll talk to you later. See ya.